Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here, coach of the Bronx Beartics with my week 1 team builder for the APA. This is a Little Cup League and I'm playing Panther2, coach of the Carolina Cleffas for week 1. Now, I already talked about this or touched upon this in my draft analysis, but I plan on taking this a little bit more chill. I still want to win my games, obviously, but I want to have fun. I mean, it was pretty obvious that that's what I wanted. I drafted a lowland Rattata because I wanted to use a Rattata with a mustache on Wi-Fi. So anyway, going into this builder, I knew that he had a bunch of threats. Abra and Chinchou, Fungus, like his top 3 specifically, were definitely the biggest threats. And then he also has like Pokemon like Larvesta, which I have to be careful because if I touch them, they could burn me with Flame Body. Things like that. He also has his opposing Rattata, Spinner, and Sandshrew, Setup and Axew. So definitely a few threats right here. When I saw it though, I noticed that his Pokemon that are resistant to Bug are trapped by Diglett. So in this game, my game plan was trap Shieldon or trap Larvesta or Makuhita and weaken it with Diglett's Earthquake because I do obviously have Arena Trap, and then win with Scarf Karrablast because Scarf Karrablast has no guard and I can just spam Megahorn versus him, and Megahorn does a ton, especially with a little bit of chip damage. All I need is like Rocks Up for Megahorn to really wreck him. Now again, we're actually going with Scarf Diglett in this because I like it as it's a guaranteed check to Abra, guaranteed check to Chinchou if it's Scarf, and again still stops Larvesta at +1 if it has like Flame Charge or something like that. Still can stop Axew at +1 as well. So we are using Scarf Diglett like I said. We're using Jolly Nature, so we outspeed Abra always. And we actually have Beat Up as our second move because if I have 6 Pokemon and I get like Abra versus Diglett really early, if it's Sash Abra, it can live a hit and knock me out with Psychic, Counter, Energy Ball, whatever move it really wants to go for. So Beat Up, okay, Beat Up's really weird to explain, but it's basically, it goes off the attack of the Pokemon I have, and calcing it is really weird too. So what I did was I just made sure that I tested with these specific team in like in a little battle just to see how it would work versus Abra, and that would KO Abra. But yeah, so basically if I have enough Pokemon and I trap Diglett or I trap Abra with Diglett, I can, and if it's Focus Sash, I can knock it out with Beat Up because of all the little babies on my squad. And there goes Abra. So I have Rock Slide because it helps me with Larvesta and Spearow, mainly Larvesta though. And then Memento is pretty cool too, as it can maybe allow an opportunity for something like my Karrablast to take a hit, or even my Rattata to take a hit initially. So again, this league has a limit on what items you can use. You can only use 2 of the same types of items. So for example, because I have 2 Choice Scarfers, none of the rest of my mons can be Choice Scarfers. Same thing with a Violet, same thing with Berry Juice. But anyway, like I said, I really like the idea of Diglett plus Karrablast, and as much as I wanted to use Choice Band Karrablast, I didn't think it had the right speed tier in this, just because Chinchou just outspeeds it at 17. And Pokemon like Abra are definitely faster, though Bandit again had no switch-ins, especially with the idea of Diglett. But Megahorn is the move I'm going to be clicking with no drawback just because of no guard. Likewise, it means my opponent cannot miss versus me, but for the most part, every attack that you throw off versus Karrablast anyway is a 100% accurate move. We have Duro Run because this allows me to hit Shieldon for some amazing damage actually, as well as Chinchou for super effective damage, and then Knock Off is my third move, allowing me to get rid of the Violet on Fungus, Violet potentially on Chinchou, Sandshrew, things like that. Larvesta if he wants to. Originally I also had Facade as my last move over Sleep Talk, however I realized, wow, Fungus is a problem if it just goes for Spore. So, and the Pokemon that I don't mind getting Spored is Nash, my Karrablast, as basically I have a really good chance of getting either Megahorn or Knockoff versus Fungus, which I think is super good, either getting rid of its Violet or just getting some heavy damage off on it with Megahorn. But yeah, it's just Adamant, max speed. Didn't feel the need to go any other because his fastest +1 mons or Scarfers, like Choice Scarf Chinchou or +1 Axew, are outsped by Choice Scarf Diglett, which can revenge kill them just after a little bit of chip damage, and they don't set up for free versus me. So next up we have MV the Alolan Rattata. Now I wanted something that could take on potentially Abra, as well as not care too much about the burn from Larvesta. Though I do have to be careful because Larvesta, by the way, there's no these EVs don't go anywhere else. This is little cup. It's level 5, so I'm not wasting EVs. I just don't have any EVs left. But I wanted something that could potentially take a burn from Scald, from Chinchou if I needed it to, but check Abra with Pursuit / Sucker Punch, and also be able to maybe get a little bit of chip off on Chinchou if necessary. I really wish this Pokemon got knockoff, because that would help a ton, for real. But we're going Thick Fat Violet Rattata, really bulky, with pretty much the max HP I could give it and max per def. Rest is split into speed. Gives me a jump point on like a fungus if he wants to go a lot of speed on a fungus, or things like that. But Facade is my first choice because as much as I want to return, it's not that powerful without any attack investment, and it's also not powerful without hustle. So I like Facade because at least if Sludge Bomb poisons me from fungus or Chinchou burns me with Scald, I have a pretty powerful 140 base power move. Sucker Punch is definitely necessary, being able to check Abra. U-turn gives me some momentum, especially because this thing invites in fungus if it is defensive, because it knows it doesn't get knockoff. Also Sandshrew, as well as Shieldon, which allows the trapping of Diglett to do so. And then of course Pursuit. It's a 50-50 versus Abra, of course, if it's counter Sash. But Sucker Punch also helps me avoid losing to Abra. Like, it doesn't matter if a Alolan Rattata dies, as long as it did what it needed to do versus Abra, at least break a potential Sash or anything like that. But yeah, Thick Fat Violet was the goal of this one. I'm actually gonna pause it, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm back. Yo, it's really weird, guys. Like I'm gonna tell you, even though it's obviously the middle of this video, but so Subaru's been trying to call me because my lease expires in like 6 months or whatever, and I've been ignoring most of the calls because I'm like, I got 6 months. Stop talking to me. But the other day I responded. Talked to this person called Alexa, and I said, hey, we're working on some things, can we contact each other mid-September? She was like, sure, let me note that down. And then today I get a call, like right now, from Alexa saying, hey, this is Subaru, we want to talk about this and meet up. And it's like, we spoke yesterday and did all this. So now I'm thinking that Subaru is manufacturing clones, and they're not communicating with each other. But yeah, obviously not, but like, I just think that's hilarious. Like, he either didn't note it down or just he called me 2 days in a row. But anyway, so this is not as bad as Spectrum. Never ever will I get back to Spectrum. That's the best thing about moving. So regardless, like I said, Rattata helps me check Abra and whatnot. Next up we have Wingull, Key, my Wingull. Now again, I always name my water type after Key because it's just been luck, whether it be in playthroughs or drafts or anything like that. But FlyMZ Wingull is incredible versus him. His flying resist is Shieldon and Chinchou. Chinchou doesn't count because I just trap it with Diglett. Even if it has like, even if Chinchou has like Shed Shell or a Shuckerberry, I don't think that matters because if that's the case, it's not running a Violet or Berry Juice or Choice Scarf, and that means if I go for Scald and I get a burn, a couple that were rocks, it's wearing down Chinchou really easily. So I can wear that thing down and I can beat it with Diglett if necessary. But Z Hurricane, I have Protect and Roost. I like Protect as it helps me deal with maybe mind games, a choice slot Chinchou if anything, especially if it's confirmed. As well as just be able to scout what my opponent wants to do. If my opponent ends up going for like Fake Out with Makuhita or something like that, I can protect myself from that. And then we have Roost, just because this thing does force switches. Again, if you're weak to water or you're weak to flying, I definitely force your switch. So I can go for Roost, especially because he has Stealth Rock on Sandshrew and Shieldon. I think one of which is coming. And yeah, this just helps a lot versus that. As far as ability goes, it doesn't really help, but max speed, so we can tie with Abra at best. So we have Moet the Snubbull as my next one. It's defensive with Play Rough, Ice Punch, Thief, and Thunder Wave. Play Rough hits Makuhita for super effective damage. Ice Punch hits Pokemon like Fungus, as well as nabbing a hit on Pokemon like Spearow, as well as getting a neutral hit on, or a super effective hit on Axew that doesn't require a miss. So basically, the goal would not be to KO Axew, but to just get enough damage with Ice Punch to the point of Diglett, again, revenging it. I'm putting a lot on Diglett, but it's Diglett. I'm in control. I'm in the driver's seat when I have an Arena Trap Pokemon that's coming in. You can't do anything. So, and that's the idea behind that. And then I have Thief because if he knocks out my Berry Juice, which is possible, I mean, I'm an Intimidate Sponge for Pokemon like Axew, Rattata, More than likely my berry juice is going down. I can maybe nab in a Violet, nab another berry juice. And then we have Thunder Wave, and Thunder Wave is just pretty cool for slowing down, again, setup Axew if it becomes a problem, or just catching something like Shield on her switch. If I have a free switch, I can just throw off a Thunder Wave. The other option was like Earthquake here, or Close Combat, or one or the other. I don't think does it get Earthquake? I don't think it gets Close Combat. I think it gets Earthquake too. Yeah, this thing is ridiculous. Why does it have all these moves? But yeah, it's just a defensive mon, a sponge for his fighting type, and that's about it when it comes to Snubbles. Last but not least, I wanted rocks, and I also wanted something that could be a little bit of a threat if it's Focus Sash. So I decided on bringing Gator, my swine, up this week. We're running max speed because that allows me to outspeed Pokemon like Makuhita. We have Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Icicle Spear, and Ice Shard. Multi-hit moves are broken in Little Cup because they have ridiculous damage rolls. Like one move could do like 40, and the next move could do like 60. So that's why I have Icicle Spear. It's just good spamming versus Sandshrew, Spearow, Focus Sash, Abra, Stealth Rock, of course. You know why they're there. Earthquake is my main stab, and I had Ice Shard because, again, being able to break a potential Sash on Abra, being able to check a Spearow, an Axew at +1. I decided on Focus Sash because though Violet could have worked, I feel like Sash means I can lead with this and just play recklessly with it. Basically stay in and just click Earthquake versus whatever. Like if he has Chinchou, I can click Earthquake. Only thing that I'd be fearing is Burn, but still any damage on Chinchou is really, really nice for Wingull. So that's how the team kind of works. Basically designed around Diglett just carrying everything, and it really does. It might be like I said, you might think I'm putting a lot of pressure on Diglett, because I am, because it's a good Pokemon. Like I said, I'm in control. I have U-turn into it. I can have doubles into it. I can let something set up, sack a Mon, and bring out Diglett and like, hey man, I'm Scarf. Give me your Mon, and you can't do anything about it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about my team. My week 1 battle goes up tomorrow. I'll see you.